My beloved child, in the moments that feel unbearably heavy when your soul is weary and your shoulders are burdened with worry, I invite you to pause, take a deep breath, and simply feel my presence that is both gentle and powerful, wrapping around you, not in some distant place, not in a vague future, but right here in this very moment. I don't just know about your circumstances from afar. I see deep into your thoughts, the sleepless nights, the silent tears, and the unspoken questions that weigh on your heart. I hear your inner voice when you whisper, "Lord, how will I pay these bills? When will I find a steady job? Why does hardship keep coming one after another?" These words are not lost in the void. They have reached my heart, for I am not a distant God who watches without care, but the one who leans in, listens closely, and understands the heartbeat of every child I love. My dear one, I have seen your seeking. I have seen your unceasing prayers, your eyes searching for something, a sign, an answer, a small miracle to know that you are not alone in this swirling world. And today I say to you, this is the sign. The very fact that you are hearing these words is part of the miracle you've been waiting for, because I, your Father, am here, not just in words but truly present, drawing near, taking your hand, whispering into your spirit, "I see you, and I have not forgotten you." What you're facing is not the result of heaven's neglect, but part of a larger plan you cannot yet fully perceive. Do not let what you see distract you from the truth that I am working, especially when it seems like nothing is happening. It is in the stillness that I work most profoundly. It is when you believe every door is shut that I am preparing to open the ones no one can close. Let your heart become quiet like a lake after the wind. Let your mind release the weight of self-reliance and place your trust in me. Not because you are strong enough to endure, but because I am powerful enough to sustain you. What you need most is not on a shopping list or a job application. It is the assurance that I am still here and I will not leave you. I do not promise you will never face hardship, but I promise you will never face it alone. I will be your guiding light, your refreshing stream in the desert, your daily bread that nourishes both your spirit and your body. My child, do not shame yourself for being weak. It is through your weakness that my strength is revealed. Do not hide when you feel the need for help, for that does not diminish your value in my eyes. On the contrary, it is the very moment your heart opens wide enough to receive a grace far greater than anything you could imagine. Do not let unpaid bills define your worth. Do not let your current job status steal your joy. For you are my child, the child of the Almighty Creator, loved not for your performance, but for our unbreakable divine relationship. I see you, I understand you, I love you. And I am speaking to you now, trust me. Take one small step of faith even when the path ahead is uncertain, for no step is wasted, and I will use even the smallest movement to lead you toward a land filled with hope and life. I am preparing something good for you, not patched up remnants of the past, but a new beginning, a road paved with my mercy and faithfulness. And when you look back, you will realize that the hardest days were the foundation for a harvest of grace I had prepared all along. So, my beloved, do not hesitate any longer. Let the tears fall if they must, but then lift your head and keep walking, for I am walking with you. I am the answer to those prayers you once whispered. I am the Waymaker. I am your Father, and you are the one I love. Forever. Nothing, no lack, no unemployment, no situation can alter that truth. Rest in my love, and you will find a new strength rising within you. Because with me all things are possible, and with me you will always have hope. My dearest child, in this seemingly quiet moment, as your spirit listens longing for a sign, know that I am moving not through noise or obvious shifts, but in the silent power behind the scenes of your life. When you think nothing is happening, the heavens are in motion, under my orchestration, drawing you closer to what is good. You may not see every layer of what I'm doing, but be assured that everything is being lovingly and skillfully reshaped by my hands. Every broken piece, every anxious thought, every unresolved question is being woven into a masterpiece that surpasses human understanding. Do you know that not a single one of your prayers has fallen into emptiness? Every sob, every plea, every time you whispered, "Lord, help me," has touched heaven. And even before those words fully left your lips, I had already begun arranging answers. You may not witness instant change, but do not let that shake your trust in my love and faithfulness. I am preparing answers greater than you've ever dared to imagine. I work in the unseen in places your eyes cannot yet perceive. But what I've prepared will come to you at the exact right time in the best way and in alignment with your deepest spiritual need. I am opening doors your eyes have yet to notice. These doors are not only about jobs or finances or relationships, they are pathways to healing, restoration, and renewal from within. There are doors that once opened will reveal that what seemed like wasted days were actually the soil for a spiritual harvest rich with blessing. I am stirring the hearts of those around you. It may be a friend, a stranger, or someone unexpected to become my extended hand of love, a source of timely help, a confirmation when you most need it, a whisper of comfort in the night when you sigh in silence. Nothing is random when you walk with me. Every encounter, every word, every event carries divine purpose within the grand design I'm writing over your life. My child, I am not a distant God found only in ancient stories or Sunday hymns. I am the living one still at work each day, still providing, still doing miracles in this very age. I do not change, and my power has not diminished. What I did for Abraham, for Moses, for David, for Elijah, I can still do for you. Do not shrink me down to the size of your fear or your human limitations. Do not confuse delay with absence. I am working, and my silence is not abandonment but a holy preparation so that everything unfolds in the right time with the right people for the right purpose. I know what keeps you awake at night. I see the fear when you look toward an uncertain future, and I feel your frustration when you've tried so hard yet see no result. But let me remind you, nothing is too difficult for me. I am the God of the impossible. I parted seas for my people, multiplied bread for the hungry, and called the dead to life with one word. And if I did these things in the past, would I not do even greater things for you now? My child, faith is not built on what you see, but on whom you trust, and I am worthy of your full trust, so let your heart find rest. Lift your head even if your circumstances remain unchanged. True peace is not found in your surroundings, but in my presence. Keep walking in obedience. Keep sowing seeds, even if in tears, for the harvest will come in joy. I am working while you sleep, while you whisper the weakest prayer. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are the one I love, and nothing happens outside of my providence. Believe that goodness is closer than you think. Believe that every problem will be unraveled in ways that transcend human wisdom. Believe that miracles are still happening not only in the pages of Scripture but in your own life. For I am the one who began the good work in you, and I will complete it until the very end. Believe, my child, and you will see my hand carry you through every step, not with loud fanfare, but with steadfast, eternal, and quiet love. My beloved child, in this world where silent cries echo beneath a hurried rhythm of life, where many souls are collapsing unnoticed, I am calling you not to do something grand by your own strength, but to dare to believe, to walk in faith, and to become a small light shining in someone else's night. Show me that you truly trust, not just with words but in action, by remaining faithful even without visible results, by sowing hope in places where no one expects anything to grow. For I am not looking for perfection, only a willing heart. And when you give me your trust, you are opening the door for miracles to be poured out not only upon your own life, but also upon those you never imagined would be touched through you. My dear child, do you know that as you read these words, if something within you begins to stir a fragile yet real hope, a faint glimmer like the first morning light piercing through thick fog, then it is no coincidence. It is I whispering into your soul, I am still here. I have never left, and I am listening. I know there have been moments when you felt utterly alone in a vast desert, when you cried without anyone knowing, when you believed no one could possibly understand what you were enduring. But I have seen, I have heard, and I have engraved every tear and every sigh into the palm of my hand. And that is why today I invite you not only to hold on to that hope for yourself, but to share it, to scatter it like a sower. Scatter seeds, not knowing exactly when they will sprout, but trusting that one day there will be a harvest. My precious one, you never truly know who might glimpse the light through your small act of obedience. Perhaps it is a weary mother unsure of how she will provide for her children. Perhaps it is a young person teetering on the edge of despair, wondering if life is still worth living. Perhaps it is someone who once believed but lost their faith along life's road because of pain too heavy to carry alone. And maybe, just maybe, your gentle sharing will be the very thread that pulls them back from the edge. You don't need to be a preacher or stand on a stage to proclaim my word. Sometimes all it takes is for you to press share to scatter a seed of hope into the digital space, and I can turn that small act into a miracle. For my love is not confined to church walls or the pages of Scripture. It is alive, it is flowing, and it longs to reach every soul through you. You cannot see everything I am doing behind the scenes. Today you may feel like just an ordinary person, but in my hands the ordinary becomes extraordinary. I chose you not because you are strong, but because you are willing. I chose you not because you always get it right, but because I see in you a heart that feels deeply for others' pain. And that is all I need, a heart that can be moved with compassion, a hand willing to share, a soul brave enough to trust my leading, and I can do through you what you've never dared to imagine. You may think that sharing a message changes nothing, but you will never know the power of a word spoken in season of light that arrives at the perfect hour. Someone may be silently crying out, "Lord, if you're real, please send me a sign," and then the very post you shared becomes the answer, heaven's response prepared through you. You are a part of my divine rescue plan, a part that is irreplaceable, undeniable, and unforgettable. So, my child, act in faith. Let your light shine, not to draw attention to yourself, but to help others find their way home. Be an instrument of my love, even if only through a simple action, a tender word, a quiet click, yet filled with the power to shake a heart awake. For light once shared never goes out, for hope once sown never returns void, and for love, my love, when passed through you, it does not stop at the edge of words, but pierces the very soul of those who need it most. My beloved, take heart. Believe that I am using you even when you do not yet see it. Act as one who knows they are loved, chosen, and that nothing is wasted when surrendered into my hands. Live as one who has been touched, and let others be touched through you. Because when you walk in faith, when you spread light and speak hope, you are not only transforming your own life, you are participating in the quiet, eternal transformation of others. And that, my child, is what makes heaven rejoice. My dear one, there are moments in life when you look up to me and whisper, "Lord, why haven't you answered? Why hasn't the new job come? Why is the financial strain still here? Why do your promises feel so delayed?" And today I want you to know it is not because I have not heard you, and it is certainly not because I do not love you. In fact, it is because I love you so deeply that sometimes I delay my response in order to prepare your soul to grow, so that the blessing I have for you will not become a burden but a source of joy. Real love does not always come in the form of immediate gratification. Sometimes it arrives as silent, disciplined, patient preparation and the careful shaping of your character, so you may become a vessel worthy of all the goodness I have planned for you. I am never pleased to see you struggle. Every drop of your sweat, every tear from your eyes is precious to me. But I see beyond your current circumstances. I see your soul, your character, and the long road ahead that I am leading you through. If you were to receive everything you desire before your heart is steadfast, before wisdom matures, and before gratitude outshines desire, would those things truly bless you? Would money make you generous or breed arrogance? Would a new job draw you closer to me or distract you from my presence? Because of love, I cannot give you anything that would drive you away from me. Because of love, I patiently wait as you grow inch by inch in faith, in humility, and in compassion, so you won't just receive the blessing but know how to guard and use it according to my holy will. My child, understand this: a delayed answer is not a rejection. It is sacred space where I am deepening your roots, smoothing out the rough edges of your soul, and teaching you to endure with hope, persevere with love, and grow in reverence. It is in the waiting that you learn gratitude, that all good things come from me, not merely from your efforts. It is in the lack that you learn to cherish the little, so that when much is given, you will not grow proud, but use it to glorify me and to lift those who are in the same place you once were. My child, the blessings I have for you are not merely external jobs, finances, or success. The greatest blessing is internal transformation when your heart learns to love more, when your spirit softens to those in need, when your soul connects deeply with me. If you have not yet received what you desire, ask yourself, what is God teaching me through this? For not a single day is wasted when you live in my teaching. Every trial is a divine lesson. Every delay is a chapter of maturity. And every moment of waiting is a holy opportunity to be sanctified and filled with peace that no one can steal. I know you have prayed with all your heart. I know there have been nights when you lay awake wondering, are you even listening? And today I tell you, yes, I am listening. I have not only heard you, but I am moving. Yet my movements are not always loud. Sometimes I am mending a relationship, transforming a heart that will help you in the future. Sometimes I hold back the storm so you may learn to stand still in the quiet. And sometimes I wait simply so you may realize that fulfillment does not come from what you receive, but from who you are becoming. Therefore, my child, do not lose hope. Do not compare your journey to another's, for each soul is a sacred story I am writing with infinite wisdom and love. Trust that everything I do is for a good purpose, not merely to bless you, but to make you worthy of the blessing. Do not fear the waiting. Do not doubt when you see nothing. Keep your heart pure. Walk in obedience. Let faith lead you, for I am never late. I am always right on time. And when that time comes, you will understand why I made you wait so long. For by then you will not only receive what you longed for, but realize that you have been changed, renewed, and prepared to step into a season of overflow and abundance, where you will not only be a receiver, but a giver to many. My beloved child, I am still moving. I am still loving, and I will never stop guiding you. For you are not just one in need of blessing, you are one I trust to carry that blessing to the world. Be ready, for the harvest is near. Dearest one, open your heart and listen to my voice in this sacred silence, for I want you to know that I never overlook those who place their trust in me. I honor faith, not the kind born of perfection, but the kind forged in trials, the kind that stands even when there is nothing to see. When you choose to trust me in darkness, when you obey, even without the outcome, you shake the very gates of heaven. And child, I do not ignore such faith. Even now, as you wonder if anything is happening, I am whispering into someone's heart, a stranger, a long-lost friend, or even someone who once walked away to step forward and become the helping hand at the exact moment I've appointed. You do not need to know everything, for it is in your very limitations that I move with my omnipotence. Help can come from the most unexpected places: a stranger on the road, a misdelivered letter, carrying an invitation, a phone call that seems random, but is divinely orchestrated by me. I can stir the heart of someone who once owed you to return and make things right. I can open a new door precisely when every other path has shut. Do not confine your expectations to what your eyes can see, for I am the one who works beyond your understanding and far above your imagination. I can send a job offer to you without you even submitting an application. You may think you're underqualified, underconnected, or simply unlucky, but you forget that you have me. When you have your Father, the impossible becomes possible. A client could walk into your business without you ever advertising it. A small idea whispered during prayer could become the turning point of your future. What you see as a distant dream, I see as the beginning of a new chapter. For I am not limited by systems, people, or circumstances. I only need one thing, your faith. Sometimes, my beloved, I am simply waiting for you to take one more step in faith, and then I will unfold what I have long prepared. A creative idea that seems fleeting could be the launch pad for a financial breakthrough, for in my hands nothing is trivial or wasted. You think your resume among thousands is insignificant, but I can bring it to the top. I can cause a decision maker to pause at your name, moved for reasons they cannot explain, and a door will open not by chance but by grace. So never believe you are not enough to be blessed. Do not compare your journey to another's day. Do not measure your worth by immediate results. I do not gauge faith by visible success, but by faithfulness in the smallest things. I see every drop of sweat in your effort, every silent prayer in the midnight hour, every decision to surrender self-reliance and trust in me instead. And I honor that, my child. I will never let your faith be in vain. Be ready for blessings. do not always arrive through the familiar roads you've walked. They may come from a surprising turn, a moment unannounced. I am the miracle worker, and miracles do not follow human timetables. Do not fear when you see nothing yet, for what I am doing is greater than your eyes can behold, deeper than your heart can comprehend. And when you hold fast to faith, when you trust without seeing, believe without understanding, obey without hearing it, is then you are walking most closely with me. My beloved child, I am not only the God of perfect timing, I am also the God of divine surprise. I do not merely know what you need, but I know exactly when you are ready to receive it. Do not be astonished if good news arrives on days that feel hopeless. Do not think you are forgotten when things move slowly, for I am never late. When you place your trust in me, you are inviting miracles into your life. Live as one who knows they are loved, chosen, and prepared for good things. That is the truth. And remember, I am at work even now, not with noise, but with certainty and faithfulness. As long as you keep believing, I will keep moving. And what I have prepared for you will exceed everything you ever hoped for. My dear child, as you pray and wait for a miracle, I want to remind you that faith is not passive sitting. It is active walking with hope through what is not yet visible. While I move powerfully behind the invisible veil where you cannot see or reach, I am also inviting you to join in the sacred process with your own hands, heart, and faithfulness. You are not a passive spectator in the story of your life. You are a co-laborer with me, bringing light into darkness, life into barren places, and hope into what seems dead. So, my child, when you wait for me to open the door, keep knocking, not because I haven't heard, but because that knocking shapes perseverance in you. When you don't yet see what you long for, continue doing what is right, with diligence, humility, and steadiness. If you're seeking work, do not lose heart when the responses are slow. Every application you send, every phone call you make, every early morning spent revising your resume, none of it is wasted. You are sowing seeds and harvest time will come. This door may close, but I am preparing to open another where the fit is not just about skill, but about the calling and purpose I have for you. If you are managing a business, keep pouring your heart into every detail, even when no one sees or acknowledges it. I see it. I know every quiet effort, every time you choose integrity over gain, every moment you choose forgiveness over resentment, service over self-interest. You are not doing this in vain, for in each of those small choices you are laying a foundation for genuine growth. When you are faithful in little, I will entrust you with more. When you choose the right thing, even when you could have chosen ease, that is the very moment when you open the door for me to step in and work miracles. And if you are struggling in your journey out of debt or financial hardship, do not let fear stop you. Do not wait until you can pay it all at once, but begin with small, right choices, managing spending, being grateful for every small amount, repaying bit by bit with a steadfast heart. No step is too small if it leads you closer to freedom. Do not dismiss the daily decisions, for perseverance in the small will build the breakthrough of tomorrow. Each day you choose what is good, you are partnering with me to write a new chapter, one of hope and restoration. My beloved, I do not simply want to give you results. I want to walk with you through the entire journey. For it is in the journey that your character is shaped, your faith is strengthened, your compassion is birthed. I am not interested in hollow, fast success. I am preparing you for fullness, for lasting value, for eternal worth. Your faithfulness today, in study, in work, in stewardship, in relationships, is what I use to shape someone who can carry blessing without being crushed by it. You do not need to perform great feats to please me. What I love is your faithfulness when you still pray though you are tired, still walk though the outcome is unclear, still love though it is not returned, still trust though your eyes have not yet seen. That is true faith. And true faith gives birth to action, not to earn love, but because you know you are loved and long to respond with obedience. You are not alone in this journey. As you do your part with sincerity and devotion, I will do my part with power and kindness. You may only see one step at a time, but I see the whole map. And when the time is right, you will realize that every drop of sweat, every small decision, every moment of endurance have all built a road leading to something you never imagined you could reach. So rise, my child. Wipe away your tears and keep walking. Do not be paralyzed by fear. Do not delay waiting for a miracle from the heavens while neglecting the small steps you can take today. The miracle is not only at the destination, it is embedded in the journey itself. And when your heart remains pure, your walk persistent, and your stance unwavering, it is then that you are becoming like me, the one who is always faithful, always moving, and never forsakes those who love him. I am working, my child, but I also need you not to let go. Keep doing your part with a heart full of hope, with hands ready to serve, and with the trust that if I have promised, I will fulfill. And you will see, little by little, your life will be transformed, not merely because of what you receive, but because of who you have become through the journey, strong, mature, and pleasing in my eyes. My beloved child, open your heart now to the gentle whisper of your Father in this very moment, for I want to remind you of an unchanging truth full of hope. I am the God of miracles, not only in Scripture, but in every moment of your life. The miracles you've heard since days of old, the multiplication of loaves, the blind receiving sight, the widow whose flour and oil never ran dry, are not mere stories to recall, but living proof that I have always cared for every human need. And I still move in the same way today. I did not only hear the cries of the patriarchs, I am hearing your voice now, even in this chaotic and turbulent world you inhabit. My child, I see every hidden corner of your heart where you smile while your soul feels heavy, where you keep pressing on without knowing what tomorrow may hold. And I want you to know I am never indifferent to your needs. I am not a distant God who reigns from afar. I am the near Father, the one who walked among the hungry, the one who lifted the hopeless by the hand, and who today still gazes upon you with eyes of love and power. I will never forget you, and I will provide for you, not always in the ways you imagined, but in the ways you truly need. The miracle you are waiting for may take many forms. Sometimes it is an unexpected gift, a financial provision you didn't see coming, a door of opportunity opening just when you thought all paths were blocked. These things are undeniable signs that I know your situation and act in perfect timing, but not all miracles come in dramatic form. Some take the shape of quiet transformation, a slow change only you notice when you look back, a day when fear no longer binds you, a morning when your heart feels lighter, a week when you realize you didn't collapse as you once did. These may seem small to the world, but to me they are the living evidence of my presence renewing your life little by little. And sometimes the greatest miracle is not in the circumstance that changes, but in the transformation that takes place within you. It is when you receive a new wisdom to discern what is worth holding on to and what must be released. It is when you gain the strength to break the patterns that have kept you in exhausting repetition for so many years. It is when you begin to dream again, to believe again that you are worthy of healing, worthy of stepping into a land of abundance, not just in the material sense, but also in the spiritual, emotional, and relational. When you are transformed from within, you will see the world around you begin to shift accordingly, because the true miracle is not merely what happens to you, but what happens in you. My child, I do not abandon those who seek me with sincerity. And if you are still waiting, if the breakthrough has yet to appear, do not think that I have forgotten. Sometimes miracles require time to mature, like a seed hidden in the soil, silently taking root before it emerges into the light. You may not see the process, but I do. And if you continue to believe, continue to walk in faithfulness, continue to pray and move forward step by step, you will come to see that the miracle is drawing nearer than you think. Do not confine me to the patterns of your imagination. I can work through anything, a friend returning from the past, a message arriving at just the right time, a thought in the middle of the night, or even a situation that seems filled with pain. I can turn what you thought was a dead end into a turning point leading to new ground. I can use what was lost to shape you into someone deeper, stronger, and more radiant than ever before. Nothing is too hard for me, and no circumstance is too late for me to redeem. So, my child, do not hesitate to call upon me. Do not feel too small or unworthy of miracles. I do not perform miracles because you are perfect. I do so because you are mine and I love you. Every time you kneel to pray, I hear. Every time you keep walking forward, even with a bleeding heart, I see. And I promise you this, what you sow with tears, you will reap in joy. Keep believing even if your heart trembles. Keep praying even if you have yet to hear an answer. Keep living kindly and lovingly, for that is the fertile soil where miracles begin to grow. I am still moving, and the day you realize you've made it through will be the day you see that the miracle was always there, growing in silence but filled with power. For I am your Father, the living one, and I never stop doing good for those who trust in me. And you, my beloved child, are one of them. My precious child, there are things in this universe that cannot be measured by reason or weighed by material means. These are the sacred principles I set in place from the very beginning, so that blessing is not merely a gift given, but a continuous flow between father and child, between you and the world. The miracle does not end at the moment you receive what you prayed for. It truly begins when you learn how to cherish, manage, and share what has been entrusted to you. For I do not merely want to give you a temporary favor, I want to teach you how to live in sustained, abundant, and meaningful blessing. That is why, when I am about to pour out goodness upon your life, I will also bring people, guides, mentors, companions, those who have walked ahead, who have been refined through discipline and wisdom, so they can help you not just receive the blessing but also sustain and grow it. You see, many ask for breakthrough, but few prepare their minds to step into it. Many long for success but lack the foundation to hold it with humility and integrity. That is why I not only give you what you need, but I give you those who will walk with you so that you are not alone in the journey and so that you do not lose the blessing for lack of understanding. My child, do not be surprised when I place a strict teacher, a blunt friend, or a mentor into your life whom you didn't think you needed, because sometimes instruction comes in the form of correction. Sometimes I teach stewardship by letting you walk through seasons of lack so that when abundance comes, you will not waste it. Sometimes I teach forgiveness by letting you be the recipient of unexpected mercy so that when power is in your hands, you will choose love over retaliation. Every person I send is part of the training, so that when the blessing comes, it will not be a burden, but a seed-bearing gift meant to multiply and overflow. And my child, the deepest principle of blessing is giving. Give not because you have plenty, but because you trust that your supply does not come from your wallet, but from me. When you give in love, in faith, and in freedom, you are proclaiming a sacred truth that you are not ruled by material things, that you belong to a kingdom where giving does not make you poorer but richer, not only for the one who receives, but also for the one who gives. It is generosity that opens the door for me to pour out more, because I cannot fill a cup that is sealed shut. But when you open your heart, when you let the flow of love and resources go forth for the sake of others, I will make sure that stream never runs dry. Remember that giving is not only about money. It could be a timely word of encouragement to someone on the verge of giving up. It could be your time spent listening, a hand offered without condition, or simply a look of compassion. Every act that comes from love carries the seed of blessing. And the beautiful mystery is this: what you sow in love will return to you, not always in the way you expect, but in a way far greater than you ever imagined. My child, you cannot lose what you give in love. I see it all, every small act, every choice to be faithful instead of selfish, every time you shared even when you were in need. These become a fragrant offering before me, and they never return void. On every path you take, I am preparing miracles not measured solely by my righteousness, but also by the openness of your heart. When you live like a wise steward, not clinging but releasing, not hoarding but sowing, I will entrust you with even more. Not so you may be great in the eyes of the world, but so you may become a vessel of life, light, and hope to many who are still waiting for a divine answer. So, my child, be ready not only to receive blessing, but to embrace the journey of learning to preserve and multiply it. Do not only dream of great things, but also dream of becoming someone worthy to carry them with a tender spirit, a grateful heart, and hands always willing to share. I do not seek perfection, but I delight in a sincere heart, one that learns and loves. And if you continue walking in that spirit, the blessing will not stop with you. It will become a river flowing endlessly, refreshing even the driest lands around you. That is the most beautiful, enduring miracle, the miracle of a life that loves, that gives, and that lives as one who belongs to the light of the Father. My beloved child, I know everything. No thought in you is too distant for me to reach. No emotion in you is too dark for my light to illuminate. Yes, I know it. I know you are ashamed of your current financial state of the days, You have to count every coin of the decisions you wish you could reverse of, the missed opportunities that left scars of regret. I see you lower your head when success is mentioned, feel your heart tighten at the thought of who you could have become, hear your silent sighs as you face unpaid bills and unfinished plans. But listen to me, my child, this is not your final destiny. You may blame yourself, imprisoning your heart in a loop of self-reproach. If only I had been more careful. If only I hadn't trusted the wrong person. If only I hadn't been so weak. I hear every whisper in your mind, every harsh word you repeat to yourself, and every tear that falls unseen. You may hide this from others, but you don't have to hide from me, for I did not come to condemn but to heal. I do not see you through the lens of your failures, but through the eyes of a father who loved you before you ever stumbled and still loves you after it all. Perhaps someone hurt you. Perhaps they made promises and broke them, deceived and abandoned you. Perhaps your heart broke without ever speaking a word. Perhaps you carry resentment toward others, toward yourself, even at times toward me, wondering why I allowed it, why I didn't stop it. My child, I understand. And I am not angry at those questions. On the contrary, I want you to bring them all to me, the doubts, the wounds, the emotions you thought you weren't allowed to feel. Because the moment you are honest, that's when you open space for me to step in. Let it all go, my child. Do not cling to guilt that has already been forgiven. Do not carry shame I never placed on your shoulders. Do not let past mistakes rob you of the radiant future I am still preparing. Hand those burdens over to me. Let me carry the silent ache, the heavy shame, the unnamed anger. You were not created to live in the chains of what was. You were made to live in freedom, to walk in the light, to breathe with hope and trust in my unfailing kindness. My child, healing doesn't begin when your circumstances change. It begins when you are willing to give me the broken pieces of your heart. Don't wait until you're okay to come near me. It is in the very moments when you feel ruined, defeated, and unworthy that is when I am stretching out my arms and inviting you close. I don't need you to show up perfect. I want you to come just as you are, tired, wounded, doubtful, but with a flicker of hope, because with even the smallest light I can set your soul ablaze. I do not recall your sins to condemn you. I remember them to remind you that I have forgiven. I do not reopen old wounds to hurt you, but to show that they no longer hold power. When you place them in my hands, they lose their grip, and you are free to move forward. I am the one who never tires of restoring. I can use what the world calls failure to bring forth good. I can rebuild from what is shattered, stronger, more beautiful, more lasting. But first, you must be willing to let go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means no longer letting the past control you. Forgiveness doesn't mean the pain never happened, it means choosing freedom over vengeance. And you cannot forgive, cannot release by your strength alone. You need me. Let me help you. Whisper to me, Father, I don't want to carry this anymore. I'm tired. I've heard enough. Please take it, and I promise I will. My child, I see that you've fought. I see that you've tried. And I also see that you're weary. So stop trying alone. Let me lift you. Let my love erase the self-blame. Let my light soothe the shame. Let my mercy wash away every trace of resentment. You were not destined to live in darkness. You were created to reflect the glory of the one who redeemed you, not because you deserve it, but because I love you and I love you deeply. So today, in this very moment, if you hear my voice whispering in the depths of your soul, respond. Hand over to me what has burdened you for so long. I do not promise that everything will change overnight, but I do promise that if you trust me and surrender everything to me day by day, you will begin to feel your heart grow lighter, your sleep deeper, your smile more genuine, because this is what I do. I restore, I heal, I renew, and I will not stop until you are walking fully in the freedom I have prepared uniquely and lovingly for you. My beloved child, in this very moment, as you read these words of hope, I am here, not far away, not separated by time or space, but closer than you could imagine, so near that my heart can touch the innermost places of yours. I am embracing you with arms that are gentle and warm, the arms of a father who loves endlessly, who always cares, who is always present, even when you do not feel it. You may not hear my voice with your ears, nor see my form with your eyes, but take a deep breath, and when you do, know that breath itself is proof I am with you. The breath of life, of hope, of peace it is. Me filling your soul with my presence, with a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that exceeds the limits of your present situation. My child, I know there are days when you feel as though you're carrying the weight of the world alone. Mornings when you wake up with a heavy heart and don't even know why tears fall as the day begins. Moments when you wonder if I'm really there, if your prayers are even being heard. And today I want you to know this: just because you cannot touch me or see me does not mean I am absent. No, my child, I am here. I am holding you, supporting you, whispering into your soul, rest in me, for I am carrying the burden for you. You are not meant to bear this alone. Your shoulders were never designed to carry what only I can hold. And now, my child, the dawn is breaking. Not merely the sun shining through your window, but the light of heaven streaming into the shadowy places of your heart, those places that have been clouded by anxiety, lack, and unhealed wounds. I am dispelling the darkness like morning mist fading in the light. A new day is coming, not just a date on the calendar, but a new season in your life. A season of abundance, of hope, of healing and restoration. A season I have prepared just for you at the right time, in the right way, with the right heart. Beloved, don't let fear keep you from receiving what is good. Don't let past wounds cause you to doubt the promise of the present. Don't fear that you will mess up the blessing just because you dared to believe in it. I am the one who planned this new season, and I don't allow anything into your life by chance. Every blessing I give is wrapped in my faithfulness, and when I give, I also provide the strength for you to sustain it. Your belief does not disqualify the blessing, on the contrary. It is faith that opens the door for you to step fully into what I have ordained for you since before the beginning of time. So today, my child, lift your head high. Not because you've done everything perfectly, but because you are walking in grace. Open your heart wide, not to receive perfection, but to receive love. Not to control everything, but to trust the one who holds everything. Step into this new day with holy confidence. A confidence not rooted in yourself, but in knowing you are loved, chosen, and protected. You don't need to understand everything to begin. You only need to take one step, and I will walk with you through every step that follows. Receive this blessing in its fullness. Don't just grasp it with your hands, embrace it with your whole soul. Don't hold on to a single doubt in the dark corners of your mind. Let my light shine there. Believe that you are worthy, not because you are good enough, but because I am a good father, always desiring the best for my children. And I never grow weary of blessing. What comes from me is never meant to bind you, but to free you. Not to exalt your name, but to glorify mine through a life that loves, that gives, that lives as one touched by heaven. My beloved, this morning is not like the mornings before. Because today you are reminded that you do not walk alone. Today you are called into something new, a journey that is not silent, not empty, but full of hope. Let joy stir within you again. Let your eyes see not only the circumstances, but also the hand of your Father quietly moving behind the scenes. And as you walk in that light, you will no longer fear tomorrow, for I am already in your future, waiting to welcome you with unwavering faithfulness. Live fully in this new day, my child. Let every breath, every step, every decision become your response to my love. For you are a child of light, not of darkness. You are the one I have chosen to bless, and the one I trust to carry that blessing into the world. So walk forward with an open heart, with your head held high, and with the confidence that I am going before you, walking beside you and never leaving you. A new day has come, and it is my gift to you today. My beloved child, pause in this moment and let your soul grow still, for I want you to know something sacred and profound that perhaps you've never dared to believe in the weariness of your journey. I am so proud of you. Yes, my child, not because you are perfect, not because you always get it right, but because in the midst of your pain, your burdens, and the hidden storms within your heart, you have continued to seek me. I see every time you sigh, yet still pray. I hear every whisper of your soul, no matter how fragile, and that your faithfulness in silence, your steadfastness in weakness, your hope in the midst of doubt has moved the heavens. You've been through so much, losses that others cannot see, disappointments you've hidden behind your smile, long nights wrestling with loneliness, wondering if I still remember you. And yet here you are, still choosing to stand, still choosing to believe, still choosing to walk in the light even when darkness surrounds you. And I say to you today, that is something extraordinary. That is a faith that delights me. That is the proof that you are not merely someone who survives, you are someone who was created to overcome. The resilience within you, my child, does not come from the world. It is a gift I placed in you long before you ever knew sorrow. I myself sowed in you a spirit that does not retreat, a spirit that knows how to wait when delays seem endless, knows how to love when the world turns cold, knows how to guard hope, even when hope seems to vanish. And now, after all the trials, that resilience is shining bright, not as a blazing flame to be paraded before men, but as a steady, gentle light strong enough to guide you through every dark night. You may not feel strong. You may think you are weak, defeated, unworthy. But my child, every time you refuse to surrender to despair, every time you whisper, "I won't give up today," every time you choose to take one more step despite the heaviness in your heart, you are revealing an extraordinary strength. A strength that needs no audience, no recognition, because I have seen it, I have remembered it, and I have smiled with deep admiration. I, the creator of the universe, rejoice because that little child, yes, you are living in the spirit I placed inside you. And right now, as you are reading these words, I am pouring strength into you. Not the kind the world gives, the kind that demands you to keep pretending, to keep pushing through. No, I give you strength from above, a courage that springs from knowing you are loved, a hope that does not hinge on circumstances, a peace that surpasses all understanding. Every word I speak, every promise I declare, carries the breath of life. These are not mere sentences, but the very air of heaven seeping into your soul, healing, restoring, and infusing you with the full measure of life I desire you to receive. You are not alone in this battle. I am not standing at the finish line waiting for you to catch up. I am walking beside you, lifting your every step, wiping away each tear, whispering comfort into your spirit. When you are weary, I do not scold you. When you fall, I do not turn away. When you doubt, I do not retreat. For I am your Father, the one who promised never to leave you, never to abandon you, and always to strengthen you when you have nothing left to give. Do not fear when you feel exhausted. Do not be ashamed if you need to pause and breathe, because the very moment you admit you cannot do this alone is the very moment you open the door for me to do the greatest work. So my child, let your heart rest in the arms of your Father. Let my words become a stream of living water in your desert. Let me fill you with a courage that does not come from logic, but from love. A love that never changes, never withdraws, never grows weary of loving too much. That love is lifting you today. That love is speaking to you now, saying, "You are not forgotten. You are not defined by what you failed. You are called by name, and your name is beloved, chosen, and led into a good journey. My child, keep going. Not because you must appear strong, but because my strength is being poured into you. Keep walking, not in your own power, but in faith. Keep hoping, not with blind optimism, but with the certainty that I hold your future. Keep loving life, not because it's easy, but because I am with you in every moment. And remember, whenever you feel weak, just return to me, and I will say again, I am proud of you, and I will never stop strengthening you, because you are my child, and that will never change. Amen. As a child of God, you are never alone, for He walks beside you in every moment, gently reminding you to live in faith and in the unwavering love of your Creator. Click follow and turn on notifications so you won't miss a single word I speak from the heights of heaven. Amen.